Welcome to Mental Health Monday, Recovery 15, and like I said a couple of weeks back, I'm going to be talking about some of the things that I have discovered after my little weekend away at a convention. First and foremost, it's that even though I spent some time alone to begin with and felt a bit weird about it, like I didn't know if I'd be able to actually go and find people that I knew, I felt a bit, alone, which was horrible. Someone came over who I knew and I ended up chatting with them, and then I really didn't spend any time by myself apart from the times that I took myself out to go and book into my hotel and to go and get coffee and things like that, which was nice. And I was going to go back the next day, but I decided instead that I wanted to explore Nottingham and come home a bit earlier. So I did that, and I really enjoyed it because, you know, it's good to be able to be by yourself in a place and just find your way around and have fun by yourself. So yeah. And then I came home, and this is where the big realisation kicks in. I only speak to these people when I'm there. I occasionally speak to them on Twitter and Facebook and stuff when I'm not, but it's not often. And I consider these people my friends, not close friends. We don't really know each other well enough, and I don't see them often enough. And when I do see them, I don't have those bond-forming moments, you know, really. I came to the understanding that I might just actually be incapable of doing that. If you look at people as Mindmaps, say, most people have like a huge web of people they know, friends from school, friends from college, friends from university, friends from work, you know, colleagues and stuff, friends they've met doing this, that and the other, just lots and lots of people that they know, and then their core group of solid friends from wherever they're from. You look at mine, it's just my kids and my mum and dad, and maybe some faint lines to some people online who I occasionally meet and talk to when I meet them. They don't email me, they don't text me, I don't email them, I don't text them, I wouldn't know what to say. It would never be me reaching out to them, but there are lots of people who have friends that don't reach out to them, that they have to reach out to. Like, the people are always putting up that fucking meme of Eeyore when you realise he's basically clinically depressed, but all his friends make sure he goes somewhere. Yeah, that doesn't happen. Not to me anyway. But when I was there, no one seemed to have a problem with talking to me. No one seemed to have a problem with connecting with me. It's just afterwards, it just all drops off and I'm left alone in my echo chamber again, and I fucking hate it. And I think maybe that's partially schizoid and avoidant personality disorder, and maybe it's partly the long-term effects of isolation, because scientifically speaking, we know what the long-term effects of isolation are. They're fucking devastating. Being alone for long periods of time, being isolated, have only yourself to speak to and all that stuff, having no human connection really, is devastating to a human being. It destroys them. It's destroyed me. I don't know how to reach out to people. I literally, a lot of the time, I would rather chop my hands off than email or text or chat first. Fuck. I have no idea what to say. I don't know how to do all that. You know, I feel like, work with me, guys. I don't know what the fuck to do. But, you know, can't hold it against them. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. They have no obligation whatsoever. None. There's no obligation. But it feels like you are locked back in your cage. You're let out and you see people and you speak to people, and there's air and there's sunshine and you can breathe, and then you're in solitary confinement again. The cell door clangs behind you, and, you know, I have my children to talk to, but I do not ever want to make them feel like they have any obligation to hang around me. Oh no. They have their own lives to go and live. I want them to be a huge mind map of people that they know. Saw this video of people who get old and get isolated, and I'm like, yeah, that's me now. I don't see anyone, I don't speak to anyone. I see my kids, but they live under my roof. What are they gonna do? You know? Speak to my parents, see my parents. Again, they're my parents. I'm the only daughter they have left. What are they going to do? I know they love me. I know my kids love me. And I know the people that I meet at conventions like me. I know there's no dislike there. I know they don't think that I'm like horrible or anything. I know they don't not talk to me on purpose when we're outside of conventions. I know a lot of it is to do with me and my inability to reach out, because isolation destroys your ability to reach out to people. I can't ask for help. I can never ask for help. And also there's this thing where I feel like if I'm saying how I'm feeling, like for real, because I have a lot of bad days, if I say that, I feel like I can't impose that way. Yeah, I can't. And I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. One of the things about becoming very insular, one of the things about becoming isolated is that you just learn how not to speak. And sometimes I feel there is so much inside of me that I haven't said that I am literally going to explode. And I have to, oh, and I'm crying again. I've spent this one crying all the time and it's really irritating me now. There's no point getting sad or frustrated or angry about it. It's just a thing. And either it will change as I push forward with my life or it won't. And I will have to find strength to keep going to these things and seeing people and then coming back to my cage and having the door locked behind me. And maybe that'll be fine. Maybe it won't. I don't know. We deal with things as we deal with them. You find the strength for stuff as you go through it. But at this moment in time, I'm looking at that future and I'm thinking like, I don't have the strength for it. I just don't have the fucking strength for it. Because the times between, especially when there's seasonal affective disorder kicking your butt as well, it gets too much and I end up in a fucking emotional mess all the time, and I can't deal with that. I hate being an emotional mess. I loathe and despise it. What's the point of it? What's the point? Where does it get you? It doesn't get you anywhere. If it comes down to it, I'll just suck it in even harder. That's the modus operandi, isn't it? That's how you get through it. You suck it the fuck in, because life could be much worse. It could be much, much worse. And I know that. I know I'm fortunate. I know that my life at the moment is in a very good place. I don't have to go out and do stuff that would essentially destroy me in order to survive. I'm able to do the things that I want to do the most. And I have to let it not matter that I don't have this collection of people who I can talk to. I have to let it not matter. There is no one who I can pick up the phone to and say, hey, you want to go out for coffee? I'm talking like a proper friend, not someone who fucks about with you, not someone who is interested in gaslighting you or messing with you. Just a nice, proper friend who can call me when they need me and I can call them when I need them, and we can just go out for coffee when nobody needs anyone and we just want to chat about stupid shit and films that we like and books that we like and stuff like that. You know, but I feel like at my age now, at 39, if you make friends, you're imposing on people's other friendships. It's just like, oh God. I don't want to be the Betsy no mates that one person is like having to deal with. They've got their whole other friends and then they've got little Betsy no mates. It's like on the phone, hey, you want to come for a coffee? And they're like, oh, well, you know, I have other people to go for coffee with. It's like, okay. So, yeah. Dang. This has turned into one long self-pitying pathetic rant. I am sorry. What I'm trying to say is basically that I realised that not having that web of connectivity, being as isolated as I am, being as insular as I am, being as incapable of reaching out as I am. Part of that is avoidant personality disorder, part of that is schizoid, part of that is just years and years of isolation, having broken my capability to deal with people. And my realisation is basically that I don't know how to fix that. I don't know if it's fixable. And I am asking myself if I can deal with a future like that, if I can deal with having to live with the consequences of my ill years in my recovered years. And I guess the answer to that is that I don't have a choice. If I want to stay alive, which I do, if I want my life to be what I want it to be, which I do, then I may have to carry on walking this path. I may have to be in my cage most of the time, and I may just have to deal with that. And I know that that's not a big deal. There are people who deal with far worse. And essentially it doesn't matter that sometimes being alone in this cage with myself feels like being ripped to pieces. It really does. That is what I have. And I do feel like Sisyphus. I feel like I'm pushing the rock and pushing the rock and pushing the rock, but unlike Sisyphus getting to the top and rolling back to the bottom, my mountain just keeps on getting bigger and the rock just keeps on getting heavier, and at some point it's either going to crush me to death or it's going to push me down to the bottom, and that terrifies me. That absolutely terrifies me. And yeah, at some point my life may just, boom, turn around. I know it happens to people, I know it happens, but you have to have the energy to get to that point. I've been tired for as long as I can remember. And the only reason I keep going is because I just don't want to end. I don't want to. Life terrifies me, people terrify me, not having done anything with my life terrifies me, but I don't want to stop. I want to keep trying and keep trying, and if I die and I haven't managed anything, then so be it. But yeah, giving up is not an option. I don't really know where this is going anymore, because I don't feel like, I don't want to depress anyone. This is just my reality, and I don't know whether it corresponds to anyone else's reality, and I don't think it's anything to be upset about. I'm upset about it because it's upsetting to me, and because I'm a little bit seasonal affective disordered at the moment, and you know, just makes it worse. And they say in vino veritas, well, in depression veritas as well. The truth that you can hide from when you are stronger, when you are more capable, seems to drown you when you're not capable and strong. So, yeah. I need to learn how to make those bonds, or I need to find people who have the patience to make those bonds with me. And I don't know if it's the people I already know. I don't want to put any burden on them. Maybe they prefer to have me as a part-time friend or an acquaintance, and that's fine. I like them. They're good people. As long as I can remain connected with them, I don't mind, you know? Yeah. But it would be nice at some point to have some proper friends who, you know, I could just hang out with. Because I miss that. It seems like forever since I've had that kind of friend. Just a good buddy who doesn't take any of my bullshit, and whose bullshit I don't take, and who doesn't let me take my own bullshit and I don't let them take theirs, you know? A good buddy who I can laugh until I practically pee my pants with. Anyway, I'm done. That's basically my realizations, and I'm sorry if they're depressing, and yeah, whatever. Anyway, next time on mental health recovery, I'm taking a little diversion, starting up a new series. It'll intersperse with mental health recovery, and it may or may not happen frequently. I don't know. Anyway, it's mental health myths, and the first myth I am going to be tackling is people who have apparently become strong because they've been bullied. Yeah. I have a huge, mountainous, gigantic rant about that bullshit. And it is bullshit. And I will explain why in 2 weeks' time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.